Alright, so y'all asked, what is the best Brimstone team? What is the best Saltstone team? What is the best Mercury team? Well, currently, the best Mercury team is actually out already. So I can actually show you guys right here. The first one obviously being a Fallen. No, she's not overrated. Yes, she's actually really good. If you know how defense reduction works in this game, it does cap out at a certain point, but it basically does double damage, so it's pretty ridiculous. She's basically just a DPS unit hidden with invincibility as a guardian. So yes, a Fallen is pretty good. After that, then obviously you do want yourself Amanami as the healer, or not really healer, but a compeller. Now, she does get a really nice buff of 15% attack for all allies, as well as the fact that she increases the enemy's damage taken by 30%, which is completely different by defense down, by the way, meaning it just keeps stacking. It keeps stacking. The damage keeps stacking, and then the passive as well is ridiculous. Like, you can get level 5 stuff right here. Look how much damage it'll stack. So Amanami is a really good compeller and also a pretty decent healer. With semi-heals and a Fallen, you almost never die. But the best thing about this whole entire comp is probably Ushpia. Ushpia, the SSR, is the best part of this team, and she is the DPS of this team. As you can see, she has a really nice amount of damage, really good stacking damage, a lot of attack scaling. But the biggest part about it is the stun. The stun is the most important part about her, and this is what makes her really strong, especially in Broken Lands or in the boss runs. So other than that, that is pretty much the best water team, the best Mercury team, in the sense that it is the best magic team. And if you haven't seen already in my other videos, I did show you guys that certain elements, aka Saltstone, Brimstone, or Mercury, have at least two classes that they cannot get. For Mercury, that would be pretty much the physical classes, assassins and all that stuff, right? They can't get healers and they can't get assassins for Mercury. So for Brimstone, I did talk about two specific Brimstone characters that are coming out after Metamorphosis. Brimstone teams, these two characters, Catherine and Shire. These two units are very good, one giving a lot of healing on herself as well as a lot of damage and a lot of shred on damage taken. Catherine is an amazing guardian, kind of acting like the Fallen of Brimstone. Although the charge skill isn't exactly the same, it does its job, as well as Shire having a shield resist as well. With a decent amount of HP as a healer, keep in mind, her chaos skill gives amazing amounts of crit, based on her own crit, and also gives 90% crit damage basically. If I'm not mathing right, or if I'm not mathing wrong, that should be 90% crit damage. It's pretty ridiculous. But her passive giving 40% extra damage, like holy, with just these two alone, these buffers and debuffers, imagine what you would do with your third unit, the DPS unit. It would be either Akasha, if you miss Kalena, my bad, Selanya, whatever it is. Akasha is an extremely strong unit. She does a lot of damage. It's basically, this is a really low cost skill. Like, she just spams a lot. Brimstone has a lot of one cost attacks and they spam a lot. So honestly, Frenzy would be pretty strong for them, but it might be also pretty strong if you do run Order as well. Aside from that though, really strong damage in terms of how you use Akasha. She probably does one of the best damages, physical damages in the game. And aside from that, if you did get her during her exclusive week, Selanya is a pretty damn good character as well, based on the fact that she can buff herself and ignore enemy defense, but also inflict even more damage with a more damage buffs. So all three people are buffing each other. So that is, in my opinion, the best Brimstone team. Now, moving on to Saltstone, we also have ourselves Tuono, the healer. As you guys know, probably one of the best healers in the game, and you guys can definitely see why. She's Chaos Charger. Okay. Huge damage boost. Nice. And a shield. Pretty decent. So she's like the healer of Saltstone, right? Saltstone being like mainly the healer faction. Okay, not bad, not bad. But who else is there that you can include with all of this? Oh my, Ella, the main Saltstone character, the Destroyer. This is the main origin of Destroyers, which is Saltstone. So, of course, you should use a Destroyer for the team. And you can see right here already. Ignore defense, dispelling buff, dis debuffing them with attack, huge damage, and also self-heals, and just... My god. My god, it's just a huge attack buff. You just have so much attack scaling to the point where it's just ridiculous, and you're so tanky. With 2-0, you basically can't die. So who's the character that actually helps all of this come together? Because it doesn't seem like that much damage compared to the other teams, right? You have Metamorphosis, the compeller of Saltstone. She is coming out very much soon. She has 3 different types of mass effects. You guys can go to that video if you haven't already. It is unmonetized, by the way, so I'm not making any money off of it. So just go visit it anyways. You should find it to be pretty decent. So you have a lot of buff effects, like a lot. 3 of them, pretty good buff effects, huge damage, like, I mean, a lot of damage. She's like the mage of the team, while being a physical damage dealer. So, I'm just saying, a lot of damage. Look at these mass effects. 40% attack. Oof. All damage dealt by allies takes less damage. I'm just saying, you're basically buffing the shit out of Ella, and you're gonna win the game. So, that's pretty much the best Saltstone team. So, now, let's take the rest of these last few minutes to discuss what if we don't have these characters. So, let's start with the Mercury team. Honestly, I'm gonna say that you probably have a Fallen, but if you don't, if you didn't reroll for her, Luan definitely makes the cut. She has a really nice self-healing Phoenix, and also the fact that she can pretty much solo some Broken Lands too, so she would be your guardian. Now for your mage, again, it would either be Maya or Ushpia, and honestly, if you still don't have those, you can try and use Cerny if you want, or Pakane. Pakane is a really good one as well, really used as well inside of Broken Lands. Other than that, you can also use for the replacement of your... Who is it? Amanami, you can use Lacrima. Lacrima is a very good compeller as well. She does a lot of extra damage, also giving you more order energy as well. Other than that, that is pretty much your substitutes for Mercury team. For your Brimstone team, instead you can use Caledonia. She's still a pretty decent guardian, not as good as Catherine. However, she is definitely an interesting type of guardian healer. So if you opted to go for her for the Brimstone team, it's pretty interesting. You can definitely use her. If not, you can try and do a different type of team. But it's gonna be kind of hard because it's kind of like the only... I mean, honestly, if you need to, use Avil. At level 30, he can pretty much solo Broken Lands 1 with Cerny. So if you need to, use Avil as your guardian. He's honestly pretty decent, but it is only physical defense, so keep that in mind. However, he has some pretty nice physical shred. Other than that, though, replacements for Akasha or Solania, you can definitely use Nemesis. She has a really nice hit. She has like... You could potentially get a 100% crit if you build her team right, but if she does get a critical hit, she does a lot of damage. 3 times, basically. So, if you want to, you can try Nemesis. She's a pretty decent unit. If not, then, you can you try Nocturna. I mean, you can try Inalu. Inalu is probably one of the better ones if you want to use the assassins. They're definitely very strong. Probably the second best assassins in game. That are below the URs, basically, right? And then for your third one, basically someone that isn't your healer, Shire, it would be the SSR Norn. You could definitely get her for free, so I would highly recommend to get her. There's like almost no excuse to get her if you don't get Shire. She's a very good healer. That's pretty much it. She's a good healer, and she deals more damage to her whole team. So honestly, all the synergies, they blend well, very well. Now, replacement for Ella. Honestly, at this point, you definitely should have Tua now. You should. Honestly. Or Flora. If you need to, you can use Flora. I don't know if you want to, but I would definitely say Synestia. You literally get her for free. She's like the second best healer. Definitely use her. She's Saltstone. She's ridiculously good. You might almost never die with her. Aside from that though, Kyphon, it's pretty good. Pretty good unit, honestly. Theoretically, she should be able to deal a shit ton of damage since the formula seems multiplicative in terms of damage. So honestly, with a certain build or once more content releases where the boss has a shit ton of HP and under 20% HP, he still has a lot, you might be able to one-shot the boss a lot. Like, that will stack up. We'll do some further testing with that though. Kyphon's a pretty decent destroyer, so you can try her. If not, you can try Yui. She is from Arena, so if you can, try and get her. Other than that though, obviously for your replacement of for Tuano, that would be Sinesha. Replacement for Ella might be Yui or Kyphon. The third one would be Metamorphosis. If you don't have her, try and just run another healer or another damage buffer. Or maybe if you want, you could try and run another DPS. It's up to you. You can try using Hilda if you want. But since there's only like no Guardians on the Saltstone team, like ever, you're never gonna get a Guardian. So you might try and run double healer. That's pretty much it though. This is my best Brimstone, Saltstone, Mercury, and some extras, some runner-ups. To my best of my abilities, hopefully you guys are satisfied with this video. I tried doing a lot of research on this. I tried looking up pretty much everything I could, and that's pretty much the best result I personally experienced and could tell you. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please subscribe, all that stuff. Share it to other people. Honestly, it's getting really annoying that people are just telling me what's the best stuff all the time, or where's the equipment guide, that kind of stuff. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys later.